This series has focused upon the ongoing review of the National Action Plan, or NAP, and in each video clip I've sought to discuss a specific issue which has been getting particular emphasis in the process. In this concluding clip, I intend now to return my attention to the key policy drivers in the form of a summary of items raised throughout the series. From all our discussions with DEFRA and others, we have identified 5 key policy drivers influencing the review, and these are listed here. So let us now look at each in turn. The first relates to the use of plant protection products, or PPPs. These go through the most rigorous approval and testing process to ensure their safety and minimise all risks in their use. This process is far more rigorous than for many everyday products. However, there remains in sections of the public concerns about PPP use. Whilst not generally based on science or evidence, it is there and is influencing political opinion. As a consequence, a driver in reviewing the National Action Plan is to reduce reliance on plant protection products. However, it is important in addressing this, we recognise this is not about moving to remove PPPs, but ensuring they're used in an integrated approach combined with other techniques, not least good agronomy, aiming to maximise the impact of the plant protection product used and still meet the minimisation aim. In my video on integrated, I looked at this in some depth and referred to guidance material and documents on integrated approaches available from the forum. It is vital we embrace fully integrated management planning going forward, taking more of a preventative rather than a curative approach. A second key policy driver for the review is protecting human health, and all of us would clearly support this. I've already referred to the rigour of both approval and monitoring of plant protection products, and we support that rigour in evaluating all approaches available. There is undoubtedly much we can do in terms of communication on these issues. The Forum's Get Moving website is a good first point of call, with its aim of presenting the whys, whats and hows of amenity management. Whilst the Forum has put investment into communication, more resources are needed. It must be a combined effort by the sector. All involved in professional amenity management need to take pride in what they do and seek to change the emphasis of the media message to one based on the fact that what happens in amenity management impacts upon every UK citizen every day, seeking to provide safe and healthy amenity services fit for purpose. The pandemic has brought to the fore how important our open spaces are, our parks, our outdoor sports areas, our transport networks, and more. None would be safe and healthy without maintenance by professional operators using safe and tested approaches. No Forum member would support the use of any product seen to impact on human health. This brings us to the third policy driver of environmental protection, something easy to say, but not always as easy to define. We should all support the conservation of our environment, an asset we all enjoy and gain value from. However, it is important always to recognise support for conservation, not preservation, and that areas of amenity need maintenance and management to ensure they remain safe and fit for purpose. Very much to the fore of policy thinking is ensuring that we minimise the carbon footprint and reduce pollution in all its forms. In evaluating approaches to amenity management, we need to take account of all these factors. For example, the use of mechanical alternatives to plant protection products can have a greater impact in terms of pollution and carbon, especially if powered by diesel sources. Again, the real solution is an integrated approach, looking at all these issues in terms of producing the most effective and economic outcome. All of this brings us to a central requirement: the need for best practice and training. Whilst most professionals in our sector embrace best practice, we are aware that, as in other sectors, we cannot claim 100%. In that respect, and in order to gain full confidence of the public and all involved, we need a standard, a way in which professional operators can demonstrate that they fully embrace all the principles of best practice and are fully qualified in what they do. That is why the Amenity Standard has been introduced and why all need to get behind it, ensure they meet the criteria and display the logo prominently. A separate video clip has looked at this standard in some depth. I really believe that it can be a game changer, a way in which we can enhance the profile of amenity management and demonstrate our professionalism. I hope that it can become as embedded as the electrician or construction worker having to carry a card to demonstrate his or her competence and qualification. The Amenity Standard is really important. This links to the need for training. Whilst current legislation only requires operators to hold a recognised certificate, it is vital that this training continues throughout lifetime, with appropriate continuing professional development. We live in a fast-moving world, and keeping up to date is really important, and we believe should be seen as a requirement. The fifth policy driver relates to monitoring, use and impact. As part of the approvals process for plant protection products, there is continuous monitoring, especially related to health and food residues. However, there is some lack of data on how much and what type of product is used in amenity, the equipment used, and other related aspects. There is soon to be a national survey which will seek to address this. We fully support and urge everyone who receives a request for data to respond. It will help all of us to really get a fuller picture and help in communicating the messages already referred to. We also support more research and development and want to build upon the already excellent work in commercial organisations and academic institutions, not just to enhance the sector skills, but once again help in public messaging. As a sector, we need to be less shy about what we do and our positive impact on all society. This has been very much a rapid canter or even a gallop through a great deal of important issues. I do hope that you can find time to view the previous clips, which looked more in depth at matters, but above all, I urge you to get involved. Please become a supporter of the forum if you are not one now. Help us demonstrate the unity of the sector and its commitment to best practice. As the review progresses, I will aim to keep you informed of progress and areas where your engagement could best be utilised. As said, this is the last video in this series, but it is not the end. Next week, I will begin a more occasional series looking at topical matters, starting with information on our conference later this year and our plans for it. Thank you, and above all, stay safe.